Good morning, students. Last class we have completed the Thomson atomic model. Then next second one is Rutherford atomic model. See here, what is the concept involved in this atomic model? Rutherford atomic model, another name is nuclear model of atom. Okay, this Rutherford atomic model is explained by the Alfred Rutherford scientist. Alfred Rutherford scientist was explained the Rutherford atomic model, and that Rutherford atomic model is explained on the basis of alpha ray scattering experiment. So it is explained on the basis of alpha ray scattering experiment. This Rutherford atomic model is also called planetary atomic model. Planetary atomic model or nuclear model of atom. Why it is called planetary atomic model? Later I will explain for this point reason. So once you see the Rutherford atomic model is also called nuclear model of atom. It is explained by the Alfred Rutherford scientist. The Rutherford atomic model is explained on the basis of alpha ray scattering experiment. It is also called planetary atomic model. The next one is alpha ray scattering experiment. That is the next one concept. The next one is alpha ray scattering experiment. So in this experiment, Rutherford scientist was used the thin gold foil. So this is a thin gold foil. Okay, it is the thickness of this gold foil is 100 nanometers. Thickness of the gold foil is nearly 100 nanometers. Okay. The next one is the gold foil is surrounded by the zinc sulfide screen. It is surrounded by the zinc sulfide screen. The next one is the alpha ray particles are obtained from the radium element. So this is the origin. Here radium element we are taken. This radium element is emit the alpha ray particles. So the alpha ray particles are obtained from the radium elements and then accelerated. Means the alpha ray particles are accelerated like this. The accelerated alpha particles are condensed to a narrow beam when it is passed through the two positively charged parallel plates. The accelerated alpha particles are condensed to a narrow beam when passed through the two positively charged parallel plates and directed towards the gold foil. Whenever the alpha particles are passed through the gold foil, the emitted alpha particles are, the transmitted alpha rays are strikes on the zinc sulfide screen. So here zinc sulfide screen acts as a fluorescent material. So here bright color spots are developed in this point. So at this point the bright color spots are developed in the thin gold foil. Okay, so this is about the alpha ray scattering experiment. So once again here, so in this alpha ray experiment, Rutherford was used the thin gold foil. This is the gold foil. The thickness of the gold foil is nearly 100 nanometers. It is surrounded by the zinc sulfide screen. This is the zinc sulfide screen. It is a fluorescent material. Okay. Then next one is the radium element. The alpha particles are, this is alpha particles. The alpha particles are obtained from the radium elements and then accelerated. The accelerated alpha particles are condensed to a narrow beam when it is passed through the two positively charged parallel plates. After that, the narrow beam of alpha particles are directed toward the thin gold foil. Whenever it is passed through the gold foil, the transmitted alpha particles are strikes on the zinc sulfide screen. So at this point where it is strikes on zinc sulfide screen, there the bright color spots are developed. From this experiment, Rutherford was observed the 3 points. Then what are the observations in the alpha array scattering experiment. So this is about the alpha array experiment. The next one is observations. Then what he was observed from this experiment. The next one is what are the points are observed from this alpha array scattering experiment by the Rutherford. So from the alpha array scattering experiment, Rutherford was observed the 3 points. Point number 1, the most of the alpha particles are passed through the atom. So for example, this is the gold atom. So when we are sending the alpha particles, the most of the alpha particles are passed through the gold file. So most of the alpha particles are passed through the gold atom. So that is indicate the most of the space in an atom is empty. Like that. That is the first one point you was observed. So what is the first one point? The most of the alpha particles are passed through the atom. Most of alpha particles are passed through the atom. So that is the first one point. Then next to second one point, few particles are deflected by the small angle. Few particles are deflected by the small angle. So what are the few particles? When it is the alpha particles are passed toward the atom, when it is nearer to the atom, then these rays are deflected. So like that, few particles are deflected by small angle. That is second one observation. The next third one is very few particles are bounced back by 180 degrees. Means like this. This alpha particles are comes toward the atom, again it is bounced back 180 degrees. So very few particles are come back or bounce back towards 180 degrees. Very few particles are bounced back to 180 degrees. So these 3 points are observed by the Rutherford from the alpha array scattering experiment. So what is first one point? Most of the alpha particles pass through the atom. So here most of the alpha particles are passed through the atom. So these are passed through the atom. Second point, very few particles are deflected by the small angle. So this is very few particles are deflected by the small angle. Next third one is very few particles are bounced back by the 180 degrees. Bounced back by 180 degrees. So here very few particles means so this is 1 or 2 particles are bounced back by 180 degrees. So this is the third one. So based on these 3 observations, again Rutherford was concluded the 3 points. Then what he was concluded from this observation. That is the next one is conclusions. The next one is from this 3 observations, what he was concluded from the alpha array scattering experiment. Here 3 points he was concluded from these observations. Then what is first one point? Here this is gold atom. So what I told in observation, first one point, most of the particles are most of the alpha rays are passed through the atom without any deflection. So first one point, most of the alpha particles are passed through the atom without any deflection. Means these particles are passed through the atom without any deflection. That means most of the space in an atom is empty. That is first one point. Most of the space in an atom is empty space. That is first one point was concluded from this observation. Then next to second one point, from the observations, what is second one point? Few particles are deflected by the small angle. Few particles are deflected by the small angle, and very few particles are bounced back by 180 degrees. Okay. So from the 2 observations, you are explaining the total positive charge in the atom is concentrated at the center. So what you was concluded the second point from the second third observations. Second observation is very few particles are deflected by the small angle. Very few particles are bounced back by 180 degrees. So from the two observation, you are explain the second one conclusion. What second one conclusion? The total positive charge of the atom is concentrated at their center. Okay, that positive charge center, the positive charge sphere is called nucleus. That is second point. Total positive charge is concentrated at the center of atom. This is called nucleus. So that is second point. So here once again see the very few particles are deflected by the small angle. Means here we are sending the alpha particles in the Rutherford experiment. What I told last class, alpha particles means helium plus 2 particles. So whenever the helium plus 2 particles are comes toward the nucleus, so this is also positive charge. Helium particle, that means alpha particle also positive charge. Positive, what happen? Positive charges are repelled with each other. That's why the positive charge particles or alpha particles come nearer to the nucleus. Due to the positive repulsion causes it is deflected by the small angle. So like that here also the positive charge particles come nearer toward this one, means nucleus. The positive, due to the positive repulsion causes it is deflected by the small angle. Okay, and the last one point, this is also positive charge, this is also positive charge, are completely opposite to each other, both are same charge, so complete repulsion between the two particles. That's why very few particles are comes toward the nucleus, so the positive repulsion causes again bounce back 180 degrees. So from the 2 point, what was explained, the total positive charge of the atom is concentrated at their center. So these positive charges is called nucleus. The nucleus first of all found out by the Rutherford. So that is about the second point. Then next to third one point, the size of the nucleus is very small compared to the size of the atom. Okay, so the size of the nucleus is 10 power minus 15 meters is very smaller than size of the atom. Size of atom is 10 power minus 10 meter. So this is size of atom is very larger, but size of the nucleus is very small. So that is about the third one point. The size of the nucleus is 10 power minus 15 meter. It is very smaller than size of the atom 10 power minus 10 meter. So these three observations are observed by these three conclusions are concluded by the Rutherford by observing the 3 points. So once again, what is the first one conclusion? Most of the alpha particles are passed through the atom without any deflection. Means most of the space in an atom is empty space. Then only the alpha particles are passed through the atom without any deflection. Second point, very few particles are deflected by the small angle. Very few particles are deflected by the 180 degrees. Bounced back by 180 degrees. Means from that point, what was concluded, the total alpha particles have the positive charge. So from that point, the total positive charge of the atom is concentrated at their center. That positive charge sphere is called what he was told, nucleus. So due to the alpha particles positive charge, nucleus also positive charge. Due to the positive repulsion causes, very few particles are deflected by the very few particles are bounced back by 180 degrees. Very few particles are deflected by the small angle because of alpha particle positive charge, nucleus positive charge. Due to the positive repulsion causes, some of the particles are deflected by a small angle. Very few particles are bounced back by 180 degrees. Means total positive charge is concentrated in a small region at the center of the atom. The type of the small region at the center of the atom is nothing but nucleus. The nucleus first of all discovered by the Rutherford scientist. That is about the second one conclusion. The next one is third one conclusion. The size of the nucleus is very smaller than size of the atom. Size of the nucleus is very smaller. This one 10 power minus 15. Compared to the size of the atom is larger. Size of the atom is 10 power minus 10 meter. So that is third one point. Size of the nucleus is very smaller than size of the atom. So this is about the conclusions. The next one is from the three observations and from these three conclusions, Rutherford scientist was explained the Rutherford atomic model or nuclear model of atom. Then what are the postulates involved in the Rutherford atomic model or nuclear atomic model of atom? The next one is Rutherford atomic model. The next one is what are the postulates involved in the Rutherford atomic model? Point number 1. From the above observations and conclusions, based on the above observations and conclusions, Rutherford was explaining the atomic model. That is, what are the postulates involved in the atomic model? Point number 1. The total mass of the atom or total positive charge is concentrated in a small region at the center of the atom. That is called nucleus. That is first one point. The total mass of the atom or total positive charge is concentrated in a small region at the center of the atom. At center of the atom, that is called nucleus. So that is about the first one postulates. Total positive charge of the atom or total mass of the atom. So last Thomson atomic model I told you, mass of the atom is depending on the protons and neutrons. So here protons having positive charge, neutrons zero charge. So 0 plus positive 0. Sorry, 0 plus positive positive. That's why the total positive charge or total mass of the atom is concentrated in a small region at the center of the atom. So this is the atom. So this is the total mass of the atom is concentrated in a small region or total positive charge is concentrated in a small region at the center of the atom. This is called nucleus. So that is nucleus. So that is the first one point. Then next one is the nucleus contain the second one. Nucleus contain protons and neutrons. So these protons and neutrons called nucleons. That nucleus contain protons and neutrons. Here protons and neutrons are there. These protons and neutrons called nucleons. Okay, so that is second one point. Then next third one point. The negative charge electrons are revolving around the nucleus. Around the nucleus. So in a circular path. The type of the circular path is called orbit. That is second point. So here proton, neutrons are present at the center of the atom or nucleus. Then what about the position of electrons? The negatively charged electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a circular path. The circular path is nothing but orbit. So that is third one point. Negative charged electrons revolving around the nucleus. Around the nucleus in circular path. That is called orbit. Okay. Then next here one more important point in the third one. Total negative charge particles revolving around the nucleus in a circular path. That is called orbit. So that is resemble with planets revolving around the sun in a solar system. So in solar system, for example, this is the sun. The planets revolving around the sun in a solar system. That's why the electrons revolving around the nucleus is resemble with planets revolving around the sun in the solar system. That's why it is called planetary atomic model. Okay. So that is about the third one point. Then fourth one point, nucleus and electrons. Nucleus and electrons are held together by electrostatic attraction force. Electrostatic attraction force. So that is the fourth one point. So here nucleus positive charge, electrons negative charge. Actually positive negatives are attractive with each other, but here the type of attraction forces are not there. So generally these two are attractive with each other. So it is attract toward the nucleus attract toward the electrons. But here the type of attraction forces are not there because of between the electrons and the nucleus are held together by the electrostatic attraction force. Means centrifugal force and centripetal force. Centrifugal force means it is comes toward the nucleus. Centripetal force means it is pulled toward, pull away from the nucleus. The centripetal force are equal to each other. That's why electrons are not comes toward the nucleus and not going toward away from the nucleus. So due to this Coulombic forces or centripetal force causes electrons revolving around the nucleus in a circular path. That is called orbital. So the type of the Coulombic attraction force or centripetal force is nothing but electrostatic attraction force. Due to the presence of this electrostatic attraction force, nucleus and electrons are held together by this one forces. So that is about the Rutherford atomic model postulates. Then next one is what are the drawbacks involved in the Rutherford atomic model. The next one is what are the drawbacks or failures of the Rutherford atomic model. So according to the Rutherford atomic model, first one failure is the charged particles like electrons are resemble with planets. That is the main failure of this atomic model. So once again, what is the first failure in this Rutherford atomic model? The charged, negatively charged electrons are resemble with neutral charged planets in the solar system. So that is main drawback of this one atomic model. Why? Because of electrons are, for example, this is the atom. Your positive charge is there. Electrons negative charge. The negative charge particles revolving around the nucleus in a circular path, that is orbit. This is okay. But here electrons are neutral particles are wrong. So here electrons are negatively charged particles. So it is negatively charged particles. But this type of negatively charged particles are resemble with planets in the solar system. So this is in solar system. So this is here sun. Here planets are there. Planets, this type of negative charge is not there in planets. So the negatively charged electrons are resemble with neutral charged planets. That is main failure of this Rutherford atomic model. That is first one drawback. Then second one drawback, it is failed to explain the distribution of the electrons around the nucleus in various orbits. For example, this is one orbit. This is another one orbit. Okay, like that one more orbit is there. So in these orbits, how the electrons are distributed? So the first orbit contain how many electrons? Second orbit contain how many electrons? How these electrons are distributed around the nucleus in these circular orbits? That is not explained by the Rutherford. That is second one drawback. Then next, third one drawback. The Rutherford atomic model is failure to explain the atomic spectrum. So it is failure to explain atomic spectrum. Atomic spectrum is not explained by the Rutherford atomic model. So that is the third one. Then next one is the fourth one. What I told fourth one? According to the fourth one point, according to the classical electrodynamic theory, any charged particles are revolving around the nucleus in a circular path. This is the nucleus. So according to the classical electrodynamic theory, any charged particles are revolving around the nucleus in a circular path. It emits the energy continuously. The charged particles emit the energy continuously. And finally, whenever the particles lose the energy, the particles are moved towards the nucleus. Finally, it is fell on the nucleus, then atom should be collapsed. Okay. But here electrons, positive, negative charge particles are. These negative charge electrons are does not emit the radiation, does not fall into the nucleus. That's why atom here is stable. Okay. So according to classical electrodynamic theory, any charged particles are move around the nucleus in a circular path. It emits the radiation continuously and continuously, and the electrons are moved towards the nucleus. Finally, it fall into the nucleus. Atom should be collapsed. But here atom is stable. This type of the radiation of energy by the electrons is not observed in this Rutherford atomic model. Okay, but here atom is stable. How the atom get this stability is not explained by the Rutherford atomic model. That is the fourth one point. So once again, what is fourth one point? According to classical electrodynamic theory, the charged particles are move around the nucleus in a circular path. It always emit the radiation. Whenever the particle emits the radiation, the particles lost the energy and it move toward the nucleus. Finally, it fall into the nucleus. Atom should be collapsed. But here, Rutherford atomic model, this type of the particles are not emit the radiations, and electrons are not fall into the nucleus. Atom is not collapsed. Here, atom is stable. But according to this one theory, atom should be collapsed, but your atom is stable. So the stability, how the atom get the stability, that is not explained by the Rutherford atomic model. That's why fourth one is the stability of atom is not explained by Rutherford atomic model. Rutherford atomic model. So that is the fourth one, drawbacks. So these four are important drawbacks in this Rutherford atomic model. Once again, what is first one drawback? The charged particles like electrons resemble with neutral charged particles like planets in the solar system. That is main drawback of Rutherford atomic model. Second one is it is failure to distribution of electrons around the nucleus in the various atomic orbitals. Third one is it is failure to explain the atomic spectrum. Fourth one is stability of atom. Then how to atom get the stability is not successfully explained by the Rutherford atomic model. Why means according to classical dynamic theory, the negatively charged particles or any charged particles move in circular path. It emit the nucleus continuously. Finally, it move toward the nucleus and fall into the nucleus. Atom should be collapsed. But here this type of energy radiation is not emitted by the particles. Then electron here continuously revolving around the nucleus. It not comes like this. Okay, it is continually revolving around the nucleus in a circular path, particular path. Then and atom here is stable. Then atom here get the stability. According to classical dynamic theory, atom is collapsed, but according to Rutherford theory, atom is stable. Why this type of atom is get the stability? That is not explained by the Rutherford atomic model. So that is about the Rutherford atomic model. Then next one is what is atomic number, what is mass number, what is neutron number, and isotope, that is the next one class.